Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford takes place this Saturday, and this is my prediction and breakdown for one of, if not the biggest fights of the year. Now, I can see a path to victory for both guys in this matchup. We're going to start with Terence Crawford first. Obviously, Terence Crawford, he is the one moving up weight. He will be the one that will be significantly undersized in there on the night against Canelo Alvarez. But Terence Crawford can win this matchup, and here is how. Terence Crawford is going to have to... And this sounds really bland and stupid, but hear me out, I'm going to explain it. He's going to have to outbox Canelo. Bruh. Now that sounds really stupid, but let me tell you what I mean. Terence Crawford has the better footwork, the faster feet in there, and that is his key to victory. Terence Crawford, and the fact that he's going to be able to give Canelo Alvarez different looks, because he is one of, if not the best switch hitter in boxing right now. But, and this is a big but, he cannot trade with Canelo. He cannot plant his feet and get in the exchanges with Canelo. He has to be on the move for the entirety of this fight, getting in, getting out. He cannot stand and trade with him. I know Terence Crawford is a big puncher, but we've seen his power didn't translate when he went in there against Israel Madrimov, and a lot of people critique him for that performance against Israel Madrimov. And yes, it wasn't your typical Terence Crawford performance. It wasn't a demolition job. A lot of people thought he was going to be able to beat Madrimov pretty easy. But Madrimov is a tricky customer. He uses his feet well, and he is a slick boxer. Terence Crawford did win that fight, though. I know it was a close fight, but Terence Crawford definitely deserved the win in there. But yeah, that's what he's going to have to do to beat Canelo. Use your feet. He cannot trade with Canelo. He won't be able to hurt Canelo. And a big question that I'm wondering, which is why I don't want to spoil my pick. But anyway, with Terence Crawford, can he carry that weight into the... Can his legs carry the weight and keep up at a good pace as this fight goes on? Because I'm not saying he gassed out against Madrimov, but he did slow down in there visibly. And this is up another weight class as well. So is the cardio, is the conditioning going to be there for Terence Crawford to be able to... his legs to be able to hold this weight into the later stages of the fight? We're going to find out on Saturday night, obviously. But yeah, that is Terence Crawford's key to victory, in my opinion. Use your feet. Do not get stuck against the ropes. Do not get stuck against the corner. You're going to have to make Canelo Alvarez work. Get in, get out. Give him different looks from switching different stances. Don't try and knock him out, because it's not going to work. It will not work. Also, we have seen... Now, I'm not saying that Terence Crawford, obviously, in terms of physical advantages, he is going to be at a disadvantage in there against Canelo Alvarez. But throughout Canelo Alvarez's career, we have seen that all these people that give Canelo Alvarez tough fights are boxers that move, use their feet well and move. There is a blueprint to beating Canelo. Terence Crawford does have the skill set to do that, in my opinion. That's his key to victory, though. Use your feet, get in, get out, cut angles. Don't let Canelo Alvarez back you into a corner, back you onto the ropes, and do not plant your feet and trade with this guy. Over to Canelo Alvarez, who is my pick. I am picking Canelo Alvarez to beat Terence Crawford. I know Canelo Alvarez hasn't looked great in his last couple of fights. He looked shit against William Skull. The Munguia Berlanga fight, yes, he dropped those guys in there. Not good performances either. I thought he could have went through the gears at least and got them out of there. And we are seeing Canelo Alvarez significantly slow down. He does not have the legs that he used to have. He's a very one single shot fighter now. By the way, I think this fight is not going to be a fun watch regardless of who wins. I just don't think it's going to be an entertaining watch. I don't think their styles are going to gel well at all, in my opinion. But this is why I'm picking Canelo Alvarez. One, the physical advantages that he's going to have. Two, even though his feet are a lot slower, he still does a really good job of cutting off the ring. Now, obviously, William Skull, his movement was just next level. He just didn't want to fight in there against Canelo. And Canelo could have done a better job in that fight of cutting the ring off. But I think Canelo Alvarez... when the competition gets higher he then performs a lot better. If you're getting what I'm saying, when the competition increases, that's when his performances increase, and there's no bigger fight right now for him than Terence Crawford. I think he's going to be able to close the distance and make Terence Crawford work. Also, this is another thing. Canelo Alvarez is going to have to make Terence Crawford go first. Now, when he's cutting off the ring, Terence Crawford is a really good counter boxer. So Canelo Alvarez, when he's cutting off the ring, he is going to need to make Terence Crawford go first, because Canelo in his own right is a good counter striker. Also, what Canelo is going to need to do in this matchup is let his hands go. Single shots will not win him this fight. They have to be combinations. When he is able to get Terence Crawford, which I think he will, against the ropes or in close or against in the corner, you have to let your hands go. Single shots will not win him this fight. I think Canelo Alvarez is going to get it done. I think he's going to win the fight about 8-4, in my opinion. I think Terence Crawford will take the early rounds, but will then start to fade, and Canelo Alvarez will then take over as the fight goes on. And I think Canelo Alvarez will beat Terence Crawford by decision. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all again in the next one.